Hello guys, Sports Banner 38. I'm Coach Carroll, and basically I'm just going to do a quick video over this past weekend's football action, college and pros. Um, as you can see, I'm pretty much moved out. Everything is outside on a U-Haul truck, and basically I'm just waiting to get up in the morning and pack up the rest of this stuff, the desk and the computers, and basically the only thing that's not packed up is electronic stuff and a little bit of stuff in the fridge. But about ready to just hit the road. I didn't think I was going to be able to do any videos this week, but I'm going to do a couple of videos. I got another video I'm going to shoot right after this one, but like I said, I'm just going to talk about some of the key games in college and the pros. We're going to do it all on this video. I'm going to try to go through pretty quickly, not make it too long of a video. But at any rate, we're going to do a little bit. One game I want to talk about is number 4 Syracuse against. I'm sorry, number 4 Clemson against Syracuse. Syracuse came into Clemson and played them in a very tight contest. It was actually Trevor Lawrence's first official start as quarterback after being named the starting quarterback over Kelly Bryant. And of course, Kelly Bryant transferred. Well, it would have it that Trevor Lawrence suffered a concussion not early in the first half, but in the first half, and he missed the entire second half. And quarterback, let's see, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with all these Clemson's quarterbacks, but sorry guys, just give me a second here, get player stats. Clemson, okay, Bryce, not sure what his first name is, but he had to play the whole second half, and he actually had to lead the team back from the deficit that they were in, and they actually come out ahead and won the game in the last few seconds. Now, this doesn't mean Clemson can't compete with Alabama, Georgia, or any of these other teams. They have a tendency to play up or down to their competition, and that very much seems what they did today. Now, or what they did Saturday. Now, Clemson's not a bad. Syracuse is not a bad team. They come in undefeated, and they gave Clemson all they wanted. So, at any rate, I believe Syracuse is actually pretty good. Now, Etienne, their running back for Clemson, had 200 yards on 27 carries with 3 touchdowns. So he played a huge part in, Clemson coming back and winning this game. Anyway, I want to get to a few more games, so I'm going to go ahead and move on from this one. Kelly Bryant, of course, he's going to transfer. Personally, I believe he should have stayed because he would have been starting. He would have come in and finished that game, and I feel like they would have had a whole lot. They would have done a whole lot better than they did with Bryce. But the word's going around that they believe Dabo basically said he loved the kid and he would welcome him back in a heartbeat. So maybe Brian will come back, maybe he won't. I guess we'll see how that goes. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to talk about West Virginia, number 9, going to Texas Tech and winning 42-34. Will Grier, Heisman candidate, continues to look really, really good. He was 27 of 41 for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's actually low for him as far as pass completion percentage. I want to say that is 65 or so percent, which he's been in the 70s. So, but he's done really well to this point. The win against Texas Tech was a pretty good win, and West Virginia, of course, has moved into the top 10, like I said they would if they beat Texas Tech, and it's well deserving. I think they're on a collision course with Oklahoma, which should be a phenomenal game here in the next few weeks. Moving on. Texas continued to win. Oklahoma won 66-33 over Baylor. Kyler Murray continues to just look phenomenal. Like I said before, he was my top pick for the Heisman thus far, and I feel like he's still right there. Number 2, Georgia defeated Tennessee 38-12. Tennessee held on a little bit longer than most people suspected, or they did better than most people suspected after the disaster against Florida. I feel like Pruitt is improving them slowly but surely. Auburn struggled against Southern Miss. They only won 24-13, but they had delays and stuff in that game. So, it was it was one of those games. It was just to come out with a win was good thing. So, Michigan beat Northwestern. Number 15 Michigan went to Northwestern. They pulled out a win at the end of the game. They won 20-17. Michigan, some of the analysts on ESPN are talking about how great Michigan is looking after dropping their first game to Notre Dame. I'm not seeing it. Shea Patterson, sure, he's getting better as they go. But overall, this offensive line still is not that great. The team just does not look that great. Right now, if they played Ohio State, I'd pick Ohio State by 2 touchdowns, if not 3. So I don't know what they're seeing from Michigan, but I'm not seeing a lot. Moving on, let's see. Kentucky, who has moved up to number 13, defeated South Carolina 24-10. They're looking really good defensively. So, I got to give them props for that. They play at A&M this week, which they are underdogs by most people's estimations. So that'll be another big test for Kentucky if they defeat Texas A&M at on the road. I have to think that they have a very good chance of maybe reaching the top 10, depending on how some of the other games go. Moving on, you got Stanford went to Notre Dame. Notre Dame looked phenomenal winning that game 38-17. You got people basically saying Notre Dame is not that good for this reason or because they played Vanderbilt close. That's what I heard some of the local radio stations talking about. Notre Dame is a good team, and I believe they could play with anybody, including the 3, Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, and I'm going to say Ohio State. Which brings me to the game of the week. Ohio State went to Happy Valley, played Penn State. Is the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. I did not think, even though they were at home, I felt like Ohio State was a lot stronger. I feel like had they had Bosa for this game, they could have won by 10, maybe 14. But that's a shot in the dark. I don't know that. That's just my opinion. But Ohio State pulls off a very close 27-26 win. My man Haskins did not look like he had looked in the other games. I got to give big props to Penn State. Defensively, they looked phenomenal. Nobody has been able to play Ohio State the way they did. They were in Haskins' face all night long. And that defense they looked wonderful. Ohio State still looked good. You could tell that they were the better team as they came back in the second half. To just win this game on the road is a big win for them. Still, one of the 4 top teams in my opinion. I feel like any of those 4 could beat each other between Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson. And I know a lot of people are so hung up on Bama, but I tell you what, they've looked this dominant in the past and have dropped a game or 2. So, or lost in the playoffs. So Bama looks unbeatable right now. I admit that, but they are not as unbeatable as people think they are. And when they go to LSU on a Saturday night here in the next few weeks, I believe they're going to be tested a lot. And nobody believes that, but hey, that's okay. We'll see what happens when that game comes along. We're going to go along, and I'm going to go ahead and do some NFL real quick. Said I'm going to try to keep this video under 20 minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. But first off, the Rams defeated the Vikings 38-31 on Thursday night. It was I already talked about this game. Goff actually looked phenomenal, tossing I think it was 5 touchdown passes. Cousins, he threw 3 and threw for over 400 yards. They both had good games. But yeah, Goff was 26 to 33, 465, and 5 touchdowns. Pretty darn unbelievable. And that was just a really good win for them. Cincinnati continues to play very well, defeating Atlanta 37 to 36. I think they're 3-1, maybe 4-0. I'm not for sure on that. Let's see what we got. Let's see what yeah, they're 3-1. Okay. One of the big wins of the week was Chicago over Tampa Bay, 48 to 10. Mitch Trubisky, who I was never sold on, basically threw 6 touchdown passes. So 19 of 26, 354 with 6 touchdowns. Defensively, they're looking great. This Bears team is looking like a contender for the first time in years. And hey, I'm not a hater of the Bears. I hope they do well. And so far, that looks like what they're doing. Detroit went to Dallas, where they lost 26 to 24. Dallas was able to get a late score and hold on and win that game. Green Bay shut out Buffalo 22 to 0. Tennessee, one of the best games of the week, defeated Philadelphia 26 to 23 in overtime. Marcus Mariota to Corey Davis in overtime to win after Philadelphia had kicked a field goal. Great game. In Tennessee, Mike Vrabel, Matt LaFleur, and Dean Pease all are doing a great job. Head coach, coordinator. The creativity in their play calling is just great. Marcus Mariota looks like he is coming around this season, and I really liked what I saw out of Marcus Mariota. He looked wonderful. Besides the one pick, let's get his numbers real quick. I know he was 30 of 43 for 344, 2 touchdowns and an interception, and he also rushed for 46 yards and another touchdown. So Corey Davis had 9 receptions for 161 yards and a touchdown, and that is significant because with Delanie Walker out, I feel like it is forcing Mariota to go to Corey Davis more, whereas he hasn't in the last couple years, where Corey Davis has had injury problems, and for whatever reason, to me, I think the reason it wasn't working is because the offensive system they were running, it was like a 1988 offense. You can see the creativity in the play calling and all those different things, the play design. I feel like Tennessee is they're basically getting ready for some good things, and I feel like they're going to have a pretty good season. I got them winning the division because of those things. It's no biasm whatsoever. I just feel like the situation in this division, everything points to Tennessee winning, in my opinion. And I feel like they're getting healthy now. So watch out, everybody in the AFC, for Tennessee. Houston defeated Indianapolis 37 to 34. Deshaun Watson seemed to come back a little more. 29 of 42, 375, 2 touchdowns and an interception. And he rushed for 41 yards and another touchdown. Pretty similar to the same numbers Mariota had. Big win for Houston, big division win. Jacksonville defeated the Jets 31 to 12. Jacksonville defensively has been off the charts. The Jets just aren't very good, so Jacksonville was able to put up some points. Moving on, we got Oakland defeating Cleveland 45 to 42 in overtime. We're getting a lot of overtime. Had quite a few overtime games this past week. It was Baker Mayfield's first start. He was 21 to 41, 295, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he also lost 2 fumbles. So, tough gig for him, tough start for him in his first career start. But I still believe Baker Mayfield is on the track to be really good. I feel like he'll protect the ball much better as the season goes on, and I still like his chances of being Rookie of the Year. And Cleveland can still slip into the playoffs, although I believe it's going to be tough for him to do so. Just a quick note on this game. Nick Chubb out of Georgia, he had 105 yards with 2 touchdowns. His best game so far since he's been in the league, and I'm happy for him. I think Chubb's a good guy. I feel like he's a great player, and he's going to do some good things for the Browns. Moving on, New Orleans defeated the Giants 33-18. The Chargers defeated the 49ers 29-27. And Baltimore defeated Pittsburgh 26-14. Baltimore's looking really good this year. Pittsburgh looks like they're falling off some. Kansas City defeated Denver 27-23 on Monday night. And I'm going to come back and talk about that game in another video. So moving on, we got New England defeated Miami 38-7. I picked New England to win this game. I didn't think they'd win it like that, but they pretty much made a statement in this game. And Brady, of course, was 23-35, 274, 3 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. Sony Michel, the other Georgia running back, him and Chubb basically came out this past year. Sony Michel had 112 yards on 25 carries with 1 touchdown. And let's see, I'm sure I guess he didn't have any receptions. He is a good receiver out of the backfield, and I do see Brady using him as the season goes on. And let's see, Josh Gordon, just quick note, 2 receptions, 32 yards. He'll become more a part of the offense as the season goes. Julian Edelman should be coming back. I feel like New England's going to rebound, and they're going to turn out to be a pretty good team and make another push for the Super Bowl this year. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Please like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Once I get set up in the cabin, we get everything going. They're not quite ready for us yet, but I think they're going to allow us to stay somewhere out there. They got another cabin that we can stay in while ours is getting ready. So, I'm going to get these videos out as quick as I can. And, guys, let's get some discussion going. I'm going to get some live streams going when I can, and we're going to get some good conversations going on these games and some other sports and stuff. Conor McGregor and Khabib, I'm not going to even try to say his last name, are fighting this weekend. That's something I'd like to do a video on if I can get up and get everything settled and get in there and get a video done before they fight. That way we can talk about what you guys think about that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and a wonderful day. And this is Sports Banner 38. I am... Okay. Every time my stuff stops working. Okay. This is Sports Banner 38. I'm Coach Carroll. And we are out.